Hello students, so this one is the next video based on the term 1 exam. So we are moving to the next question. What will be the output of the following? So is equal to pd dot series of, we are providing a list type declaration here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a list type declaration that we provided there. So this list that we are using for creating the series variable s. Then when you are using the attribute s dot size, what will happen? They will count the number of elements that's provided within the series function. They will count the number of elements that's provided within the series function. So how many elements are there? 5 elements that we provided there. So that will be printed there. So here the correct output that will be 5. So when you are discussing these attributes, certain other attributes also that you need to remember based on this for the coming board exam. So name attribute, that's another main attribute that we are using based on the series. So that's that attribute that we are using for assigning a name to a specific series. So here you can see series name dot name equal to, if you provide certain string type value there, that will be taken as the series name. And when you print that, the name that will be printed like this, the name that will be printed like this. So that's the first thing that you need to remember based on the name attribute. And the next one is index dot name assigns a name to the index of the series. If you require to provide a name to a specific index or name to the index, that we will provide by using dot index series name dot index dot name equal to then a string type value that we will pass there. So that will be taken as the name of the index. So here you can see the countries that's taken as the index name, that column with the index names that will be taken as the countries. So that will be the heading, that will be the name that we allotted to that particular index. So that will be displayed there. The next attribute is values. Next attribute is values. So print a list of values in the series. So within the series, we are providing two type of values there within the series function. The first one is data and the second one is index. So that data that we are accepting as the value, so that we will accept as the value. So here you can see print of the series variable name dot values. So what will happen? That values that will be printed there. That I will show you how that will be worked within the script mode. So here you can see the series that's declared here. So this one is the data that we provided and this one is the index. So if you are providing this data and the index there, how we will print that particular values or this particular data directly without any other information? We are going to see that series variable name here, age, that's a series variable name. Then we will provide values. We will provide values. Values, that's the attributes. It's already declared by the manufacturer. So we will use that. So that data that will be printed. The data that will be printed there, not the index. So that's another attribute that we are commonly using along with the series function. Then we are moving to the next attribute, size. Prints the number of values in the series object. So size attribute that will be used for printing the number of elements within the series. So if you provide size here, what will be the size that we will get here? They will count the number of elements within the provided series. So that's the purpose of size attribute. So that's a purpose. Then next one is empty. That's another attribute that we are using along with the series. Prints true if the series is empty and false otherwise. If there is any value, they will print which value? Print true if the series is empty. So if any value is there, they will print false there. If any value is there, they will print false there. So they will counter check whether the series contains any value or not. So that's the purpose of dot empty attribute. Dot empty, series name dot empty. Series name dot empty. So that's the attribute that we will use there. So we are moving to the next question. Way to install the Python library. So how we will install the Python library? you need to provide the pip installation process from the command prompt, is it? So how we will install the pip file? What is the command for that? Pip install pandas, pip install pandas. So that particular attribute is not or that particular command is not provided here. So none of the above, that's the correct answer. Then Python pandas was developed by, who is the developer of Python pandas? MC Kinney. So that's the correct answer. Then we are moving to the next question. A social science teacher wants to use the Panda series to teach about the world's best countries for quality of life 2021. Choose the statement which will create the series. So we are creating a list of values as a top and rank. That's the two list variables that we declared. And we need to provide, or we need to create a series from this particular data. So which one that we require to provide us data and which one that's provided as the index, that you need to identify as the first step. So here, which one will be the correct answer? Which one will be the correct answer? C, option C. S equal to pd.series of data equal to top, comma, index equal to rank. Index equal to rank. So that's the correct answer. So either you can directly provide the declaration like S equal to pd dot series of, then we will provide top variable, then we can provide index equal to that particular rank variable. Like this also we can provide it. But here the correct statement that's provided here, that's pd dot series of data equal to top, comma, index equal to rank. So that's the correct statement. So that's the correct one. So we are moving to the next question. What is the difference between LOC and ILOC? And we already discussed it in the previous module. What is the difference between that? LOC is labeled index and ILOC is positional index. So which one is the correct answer over here? Four options that they provided, and which one is the correct answer? Option C. Option C, that's the correct answer. LOC is label based on function and ILOC integer position based function. So LOC is label based function and ILOC integer position based function. So that's the correct answer. Then next question, we are moving to the next one. So here we are using the slicing concept and we are trying to access the values based on the index location or the positional index. So here you can see we declare a series in these particular values and we assign the index as A, B, C, D, E, and then here we are providing S of 0, 0th location value. When you are taking the 0th location value, what will be printed there? What will be the correct answer? So 0th index location value, that's 1. Then S of colon 3, what will happen? Which are the index location values that will be retrieved when you are using colon 3? Starting index, that's not specified. Within the square bracket, as the first step, we will provide the start index and then colon, then ending index. So here we provide only ending index, that means colon 3. So when you are using the slicing, the last index location that will be excluded. So which are the index locations that will be taken there? 0, 1 and 2. So 0, 1 and 2 means 1, 2, 3, that particular values that will be printed there along with the index A, B, C and these particular values that will be taken there. And then minus 3 colon. So what will happen? That's also a slicing mechanism that we are using there. So when you are taking the index location, how that will be taken? How the negative indexing that will be taken there? This one is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So like that they are taking. So when you provide minus 3 plus 1, what will happen? Default step value within the slicing, that's plus 1. If you didn't provide the step value, the default step value, that will be plus 1. So here minus 3 plus 1, what will happen? Minus 3, then minus 2, then minus 1. So like that they will iterate the data, is it? So which are the values that they will print there? The last 3 values, minus 3 onwards, minus 3, minus 2 and minus 1, 3, 4, 5. that will be printed. Is it? So that's the correct answer. So from this provided options, which one is the correct one? Option A, that's the correct one. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. The rest of the thing, that's not the correct options. So you need to identify which one is the correct option. So here the first three values that's printed, and then based on the -3 to ending, they are taking the last three values. So that's the correct answer. So here the three values that's not taken, so that's wrong, and none of the above, it's also not the correct option. So like this we will provide the data there. Then another question based on the series. So here we are providing the series, the same series that we are declaring, and when you are providing head of 2, what will happen? The first two values that will be iterated. But when you are providing -2, what will happen? Head of 2 means the first two values, is it? So here I am providing head function. As the first step, we will print the age directly. So that series that will be printed directly, the original value that will be printed. And then I am using dot head function. Dot head. If you are not passing any argument, the first 5 values that will be taken there. But here, what's the value that they are passing there? Head of 2. So what will happen? Head of 2 means how many values? The first two values that will be taken there. First two values. So we are going to see what will be the output. So the first two values that's printed here. So instead of 2, if you provide -2, what will happen? What will happen? We are going to see what will happen there. So the first, from the first onwards, they are iterating the values, and the last two values that they skipped. Last two values that they skipped. When you provide -2, what will happen? They will iterate from the beginning onwards, and last two values that will be skipped. Last two values that will be skipped if you provide head of -2. So what will be the correct answer over here for the question number 32? What will be the correct answer? Option A. Option A, that's the correct answer. Option A, that's the correct answer. So B is this one and C is this one. So the correct answer is option A. So like this you need to execute it. So these are the options that they provided there. Then we are moving to the next question, question number 33. To display two rows from the top in the data frame, which of the following is correct? So which statement is correct one? It's an easy thing. df dot head of 2. That's the correct answer. df dot head of 2. Then replace the column label from 2016 to 2020 for replacing the label. How we will do that? Column label, replacing the column label. How we will do that? Which command that we will use for that? That we need to identify here. So which command that we will use for that? Which command? For the 34th question, df dot rename of, there are certain other statements also provided. So axis equal to columns, or axis equal to index, or axis equal to columns, so like that they are providing certain terms here. So which one is the correct one? Option A. Option A. df dot rename of 2016 colon 2020. We are planning to change this particular 2016 to 2020. Then axis value equal to columns. So here one more field that's provided with columns. So is that statement that's correct? 2016 colon 2020 comma axis equal to columns. So what's wrong with this particular statement? df dot rename within off bracket 2016 colon 2020 comma axis equal to columns, and here 2016 colon 2020 comma axis equal to column. So like that they are providing certain options there. So what is wrong with the last statement? There is no single quote. So this one is the correct answer. This one is the correct answer. When you check that, we will not identify that difference there easily. So you need to remember one more thing. If you are not providing 0 or 1 there, 0 means row and 1 means column. So either you can provide 1 here, or otherwise you can use columns itself. So not column, you need to provide columns. So columns that we will provide within single quotes. So that you need to remember when you are providing the rename function. So that's the correct answer. Then for the 35th question, which of the following statement will display the column labels of the data frame? If you require to display the column names, how we will do that? Which option is the correct one? Just think about it. Is that an attribute or function? That's the first thing that you need to think about it. Is that an attribute or function? That's a attribute. So that's not a function. So df dot columns that we will use there. So that's the correct answer. Then next question, which statement will be used for deleting a row from the data frame? We need to delete a row. How we will do that? Drop function that we can use. Is it? Drop function that we can use. So for deleting a row, access equal to 0 or 1, which one that we will use? Access equal to 0. Access equal to 0 and the drop function. So the correct one is A. Correct answer is A. Then we are moving to the next question. Create a statement for changing the existing column name for the above employees data frame. For the employees data frame, if you require to change the name, column names, how we will do that? Which are the options available? So they are providing the declarations like this. So how we will do that? They are providing two options here. Employees dot columns equal to, they are providing the names there. Then employees equal to employees dot rename of columns equal to, they are providing employee code, name, emp name, like that. They are passing the values like this. So which one is the correct one? Both 1 and 2 are true, or which one is the correct one? Option here. Both these sections are true actually. Either you can set the changing process, or we can change the existing column name by using the data frame name dot columns, or otherwise we can use employees equal to employees dot rename of columns equal to. We will provide a dictionary type declaration, key and values, existing value that we will provide as key and the new value that we will provide as value. So like that we can change the column name. So both 1 and 2 are true. That's the correct answer. Both 1 and 2 are true. So that's the correct answer. Then we are moving to the next question, 38th question. Dash method in pandas can be used to change the label of rows and columns of a series of data frame. Which function or which method that we will use for changing the label of rows and columns of a series of data frame? Which function? Rename function. So which function that we will use for changing the column or row name? How we will do that? We are going to see that by using an example. So here we are providing the series, so we are commenting it, and here you can see one data frame that's already created here by using the dictionary concept that we required. So we are uncommenting this one. So we provide 111, then 222, like that. We provided the data and we created the data frame. So we will counter check it once again. So we got the data like this. So 0, 1, so here 0, if you provide, they will provide a NaN value. So 1, then 2 and 3 that we required as the column names. And after that, if you require to change the column name, then that's possible. That's data frame is already created. So if you require to change the column name, how we will do that? We can provide the which option? Dot rename function that we already discussed. Dot rename function. So how we will do that? That we are going to see df dot rename within off bracket. That's a function actually. So within off bracket, as a dictionary, we will pass the key and the key that will be taken as the column name. Is it? So here 1, 2, 3 that we provided as the column name. So here I am providing the original column name, then colon operator, and we are providing the new column name, then comma 2, the new column name, then comma 3 colon, the new column name. So like this, we will provide the changing process. Then along with that, you need to specify the axis. Whether you are planning to change the row or column, that you need to specify there. So axis equal to 1 means we are planning to change the column name. We are planning to change the column name. So if you are providing like this, definitely you need to assign df equal to again, then only that will be reflected back to the original data frame. Otherwise, you need to use in place. So here you can see that column names that's changed. This one is the original data frame and we changed the data frame like this. So if you require to directly modify that particular value, instead of this assigning process, you can use another attribute here, in place. One more attribute here, in place equal to true. If you provide in place equal to true, that assigning process that we don't require, they will automatically update the original data frame. So that's the process that we will do there. So that's the same thing that they are asking here also. So axis equal to 1 means column representation and axis equal to 0 means row representation. That's the only thing that you need to remember based on this. Then we are moving to the next question. Ritika is a new learner for Python Pandas and she is aware of some concept of Python. She has created some lists but is unable to create the data frame from the same. Help her to identify the statement which will create the data frame. So here the list names are name, physics and chemistry. That's the 3 list variables that they declared, and from that we need to identify the correct method for declaring the data frame. So which one is the correct option? Just go through these particular 4 options and just identify which one is the correct one. Which one is the correct one? A, that's the correct one. A, that's the correct option. That's the correct way. So we will provide the name, then comma, this particular variable name that we will provide directly without using the double quotes. So this variable that we are using here. So that value, Manpreet, Kavil, Manu and Riya, that will be taken. So when you are creating the data frame, how that will be taken? Name, that's the column name, and within that column they will take Manpreet, then Kavil, Manu and Riya, that will be taken, and then they will create the data frame. So only one column that they are using there. And then the next one is physics. So the next one is physics. So the next column that will be added there is physics. That's the column name, and within that, which are the values? 70, 60, 76 and 89. So that will be printed along with that. One more column is there, is it? So chemistry. So that also that will be taken, and the values 30, 70, 50 and 65, that also that will be taken there. So the column names that's taken as the key. The keys that we provided within the dictionary, that's taken as the column name, whatever we provided within the key location. Here, which one is the keys that we declared here? Name and this physics, whatever we provided within double quotes, that's taken as the column name, and that's the keys actually within the dictionary. That's the keys. That keys that we will take it as the column name. That we will take it as column name. That's the correct one. That's the mechanism for declaring a data frame from the list, and from the list we are providing a dictionary, and like that we are creating the data frame. So that's also possible. Then the next question is, which command will be used to delete 3 and 5 rows of the data frame, assuming the data frame name as df? So if we are providing the data frame name as df, how we will delete this particular 3rd and 5th rows? 3rd and 5th rows, how we will delete it? That rows that we need to delete, how we will do that? So for 3rd row, that means the index location that will be started from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, like that we are providing the data, is it? So Actually, when you are counting the data, we will start the counting from 1, 2, 3, like that we will provide the counting. So here you need to delete third and fifth row. So third and fifth row means this and this data. So this is the index location based on that particular data. So 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 means this one, and axis equal to 0 means that's the row representation. So they will delete that particular 2 and 4 rows. So correct option is df dot drop of 2 comma 4. 2 comma 4. So let's see correct answer for the question number 40. The next one is an assertion based question. Data visualization is the graphical or visual representation of information and data using visual elements like charts, graphs, maps, etc. So is it correct one? Is that the correct one? That's the correct answer. That's true. Then second one, they are often used to ease understanding of large quantities of data and relationships between parts of the data. Charts are usually be read more quickly than the raw data. So which one is the correct option? Which one is the correct answer? A and R are assertion and reasoning are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. And then not the correct explanation of A, then A is true and R is false, and A is false and R is true. So which option is the correct one? Both statements are true, and is the correct reason? Is that the correct reason? Actually, that's the correct reason. So A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Then we are moving to the next question. Observe the following figure. Identify the coding for obtaining this as output. So which one is the correct statement for generating this particular line graph? Matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. That's the statement that we will use for importing the library. And which one will be the correct statement? So 1 and 4, then 2 and 5. So like that we need to pass the values. So how many values that we need to pass there? 3 values. So which one will be the correct answer over here? B. B, that's the correct answer. As the first step, we provide matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, then plt.plot of plot function that we will use for plotting the line graph, and then this one is the x-axis and this one is the y-axis value. So x-axis 1 means this one is the x-axis 1, that's provided, and the corresponding y value is 4. So here you can see 1 and 4, and then the next one is 2 and 5. 2 and 5, that's also easily identifiable, and then 3 and 1. So here that's also provided. So like this we can easily identify the correct answer. So plt.plot of then x-axis and y-axis values that we passed as two lists. So like that we can generate a line graph. So the correct option is which one? Which one is the correct answer? Option B. That's the correct answer. Then next question, that's also based on assertion and reasoning. That type of question. Read the statement given below and identify the right option to draw the histogram. Statement A. To make a histogram with matplotlib, we can use plt.hist function. plt.hist function, and the bin parameter is compulsory to create histogram. Is it a compulsory attribute to provide within the bin attribute there? That's not compulsory actually. That's an optional attribute or parameter. That's an optional parameter that we will use within the function. So for creating histogram, bin parameter, that's not a mandatory thing. So this statement is false actually. So this one is true. So which one is the correct option? A is correct, B is correct, A is correct, and but B is incorrect. So this one is the correct option. C, that's the correct option. Then hacking is performed to help find the security loopholes. Is it true or false? That's actually true. So hacking that will be done with a good purpose, like for a wrong thing, like on certain situations that will be taken with a proper authorization, they will provide certain hacking process. That's also provided there. for identifying the loopholes within our software. They will use hacking or effective programmers or good programmers for this particular purpose. So this particular statement is true actually. So that's the next point. These particular things that's already provided within your textbook. So please read it from your textbook. And then next question. What is the name of IT law that India is having in the Indian legislature? So which one is the correct option? What is the name of IT law? Which option is the correct one? Which one is the correct one? The Information Technology Act 2000. The Information Technology Act 2000, that's the correct option. So which option? The Information Technology Act, IT Act 2000. So that's the correct one. That's also provided within your textbook. Please read your textbook. And then here, statement A, assertion and reasoning again. An internet troll is a person who deliberately sows discord on the internet by starting quarrels or upsetting people. Is that statement is true? If that statement is true, then the statement B is we can download and use any material available on the internet. So which one is true and which one is false, or whether two statements are true? The first, which option is the correct one? Both statements are correct, both statements are incorrect. Statement A is correct and B is incorrect. Then statement A is incorrect and B is correct. So which option is the correct one? Actually, option A is correct one and B is that statement is true. We can download and use any material available on the internet. Is it permitted? That's not permitted. We are not able to download entire thing, whatever different people uploaded there. That's not permitted. So that's also provided within your textbook. Please read it properly. So this one is the correct option. A is correct and B is incorrect. So that's C, that's the correct option. Then if Anu decides that her software should be available for free and code to be open to all, it is called which one? Which category? Free and open source software. What is the speciality of open source software? The source code that will be available and that's freely available. So open source software, free and open source software. Let's see, correct option. So we are moving to the next question. Mr. Vasu has designed an open source software which must comply with some criteria. Choose right statement in respect to the above. Statement 1 is no restrictions on redistribution of the software as part or all. The integrity of the other source code must be maintained. Statement 3, the software can be solved after distribution. So which one is the correct statement? Which one? No restrictions on redistribution of software as part of all, as a part or all. Based on the open source, that's permissible. So the first statement is true. Then the second statement, the integrity of the other source code must be maintained. That's also true. So that particular two statements are true. The software can be solved after distribution. It's not permitted. So that's false actually. So which statement? Statement 1 and 2 are true. Statement 1 and 2 are true. So that's the correct option. The next one is, which of the following statements are true? Again, we are providing 3 statements. So from this, we need to identify the correct one. Digital footprint is created due to sending emails, posting on social media, etc. That statement is true actually. Whenever we are providing certain surfing process within the internet, they will automatically take the digital footprint there. Then digital footprints is the one which follow your physical action. That's actually wrong. So that's not correct one. Then digital footprint lasts forever. Yes, that's true. Even if you delete the history, that will not be removed from the digital footprint. So that's true. So statement 1 and 3 are true. So which one? This one is the correct option. This one is the correct option. So these are the questions that we will discuss based on section B. Rest of the questions that we will discuss within the next video. Thank you.